Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out my latest video. And today I have a craft haul to share with you guys, and this is a free craft haul that I received. For those of you that have been watching my channel for a while, many of you know that my mom's neighbor Joanne has given me or gifted me some different things from her stash, and once in a while she does buy me some fun things when she finds them at the thrift store. And recently she learned about another neighbor or friend that was cleaning out a relative's house that had passed away, and she had all these craft supplies, and he was just going to throw everything away. And she said, no, let me go through it and I'll find homes for it. And so I know Joanne took, I believe, material and yarn, and she also gifted my mom, or shared with my mom, yarn, and then everything else she just left with my mom for me to pick through for what I wanted. And I had about an hour and a half at my mom's house, and I went through. This is just maybe even a quarter of the stuff that I took. There was a lot left that I didn't take. And I just kind of went through stuff really quick and grabbed what I thought I could use or I saw possibilities. And what was left is my mom is going to donate it to, there's a women's shelter that is in need of some craft supplies, and then also a nursing home that will take craft supplies that she knows of. So everything else that wasn't taken is going to be donated. So none of this stuff is going to end up in the dumpster or the garbage, which is really nice. And again, I had about an hour and a half to go through the stuff that was in my mom's garage. And so I just kind of grabbed pretty fast what I wanted. I wasn't feeling the greatest. I was getting over a cold. And so here's kind of the stuff that I grabbed. I went through really fast. I didn't look at everything, but I just wanted to show you guys all of the stuff. And I have it laid out in the middle of my craft room on the floor, just because it was an easy staging area for me to start going through. There was several more boxes of rubber stamps, and I just picked through the ones that I thought I could use. A lot of the stamps that they had I actually already owned, so those will go to another new home. But there was a few of the rubber stamps, some of the yarn, they're more fibers that my mom and Joanne didn't take that I did grab. I did leave some that were just not my color. And this is the box that I'm going to have fun going through with you guys. As you can see, it is quite a huge box. And there are a ton of bags of lace in here. There was, I think, 2 boxes like this full of lace. And I just grabbed the ones that I saw potential in, and also the ones that were the neutral colors to go through. Everything else I just donated back for my mom to give to one of those other charities that could use them. But I'm going to have fun going through these because, like I said, most of them I didn't open up. I just kind of looked at the sides of the bag, and if I thought I saw potential, I threw it into this box to look at. And the other box I gave back. In these couple bags, there's some scrapbooking paper and some different card making stuff, just some random stuff that I kept to kind of look at a little bit closer. So I'm going to do a haul video on this stuff, but I just wanted to show you what it looked like. And I'll probably do this, I think, in 2 different parts. I think today I'm just going to go through what's in this box because this is the one that's kind of intriguing to me. So I'm going to go ahead and set my camera up over my desk and grab some of these bags out so that we can go through and look at them. And I'll maybe add in kind of the ribbons also possibly on this video too, but we'll see how far I get with the laces in this box, how long it takes me to go through them. So I thought I'd maybe just show you guys the fibers first real quick because they are all in a nice little box. And these were the ones that my mom and Joanne both picked over that they didn't want, and I just grabbed the ones that I thought I might be interested in. There was still maybe another box or so left that my mom is going to donate to one of those charities, but I did grab these for sure with kind of like eyelash trim, but it's almost more feather-like than the eyelash trim that I'm used to. So I did grab those because I thought the texture on those were nice. And I also thought these ones were nice for using on tags. So I had several different colors like that. Here's a nice little fiber one. Again, if I ever get to it, I have a boho journal planned, and this color kind of matched some of that stuff. Same with that one. I did love this one, of course, because it was pink. Again, just thinking I could use these on tags. And another pretty shabby color. This one's kind of a pale, soft, kind of a blue-green. I'm not quite sure what color you call it, sea green maybe, but there's silver in it, and I thought that was gorgeous. And then there was quite a few of these ones. And this pretty little copper one also. So those are the fibers that I took from the haul that were offered to me. Also this one for my boho journal. The rest I left for my mom to donate. And then everything else that I'm going to show you, it's been wrapped in like bags like this, and then she had the owner had twist ties around them, so I did go ahead and take off all the twist ties just to make the video go slightly faster. But I was going to show you this was in one of the baggies, this huge roll of like cotton, like edging type trim. Looks like crocheting, but obviously it's cotton trim, but there's quite a bit on there. I don't know how many yards were on there originally, but there's a lot on there, so that's going to keep me busy for quite a while. I'm probably just going to leave it on the tube and just stick it in one of my baskets in the room. I don't think I'm going to try and rewrap it and organize it into my other stash because there's so much on there. You know, it has a little bit of age to it. There's some patina on it, just from it being kind of old. I'm not quite sure how old this particular woman's stash was. Looking at some of the stuff, I think, you know, there was definitely stuff from the 70s and 80s, and maybe some slightly older laces just looking through the bags, but we can kind of look at everything together. So that, again, that was the first little bit I wanted to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and open up some of these bags, and then after I do this part of the video, I'm probably going to start organizing some of it right away. Here's a nice little trim, you know, vintage. And then some of these have the old stick pins in them, so I might actually take the stick pins out and save them for rusting, for using in my journals, because they're the ones that rust nicely. This one's just a remnant of a vintage trim. And this one, that looks like there's probably a yard of that one. It's a pretty little lace. Same with this one. Just some nice older lace that I'll be able to add into my stash. I'm not sure I'm going to keep this one. It's not really my style with the colors down the middle. So I think I'm going to put this one in a grab bag to go back to my local thrift store. Unless I get to see my mom before she donates the rest of the stuff, then I'll give it back to her to put in with the other stuff. Again, I just didn't have a ton of time to go through everything, so I just grabbed what I thought I saw potential in. Nice little edging trim. Again, another little vintage one. Kind of like that one. That one's kind of pretty. So I'm going to start a little bag here of the ones that I know for sure I'm not going to use, so that I can not add those back into my stash. So here's the next baggie that we're going to go through. A pretty little cotton trim. This one looks like, you know, kind of a crocheted edging type trim. Very pretty. I like that one. This one definitely looks like there's some vintage stuff in this baggie. That one's really pretty. I like that one. That one's gorgeous also. Another little trim. This one's a cotton trim that maybe came off of a pillowcase or something, that you can see that it was cut off of something. But again, I love that one. And obviously the lady that owned this stuff, she had things very nicely organized, like all of her neutrals, you know, all of her colors of yarn and laces and stuff are all organized in these baggies. That was her system for organizing. So I feel blessed to have been able to have gotten part of her collection. And I want to say that her name was like Sandy or Sandra, something like that, just because there was some things in the boxes with her name on it. And I'm sure she's looking down on us somewhere, just happy that her stuff did not end up in a dumpster when her relatives were going through her stash. Because I will definitely love all of these different items that I'm pulling out here. So far, other than that one lace, I think I'm going to be keeping most of this stuff, or at least sharing it. So I'm not quite sure. This looks like little remnant pieces that were crocheted, and it looks like she maybe sewed them together. I'm not quite sure if that was just for some way to organize them. But what I'll probably do is just snip that, and then I'll have all these little remnants left over to use on my junk journals, because it doesn't look like there's any full pieces, but they're just little remnants. But again, for those of us that make junk journals, these are perfect little pieces. So I do like that. Some more beautiful little cotton crochet trim. Gorgeous. I love all this. I'm so thankful to Joanne for making sure that this stuff did not end up in the garbage or a dumpster somewhere. Because lots of beautiful trim here. So a few more that I just dumped out from a couple different bags. Again, some more gorgeous, like crochet type trim, cotton trim. Another, I love that one. That one's beautiful. And there's quite a bit of it. Here's maybe some older lace. This is very delicate. Very thin. That's beautiful. This one feels really old. This lace does. And then this also, this was in one of the baggies of kind of like a panel lace maybe. You know, there is some staining on it, but again, this is very gorgeous. And you know, as crafters, we can always, I'll try and wash stuff out, but if it doesn't come out, we can always like cover that up easy with some sort of little cluster or something, or tea dye it too. Also, for me, is an easy way to take out some of the stains, or I just leave it too. So there was that piece, and then I think that these ones are the same, so I'm not going to open those up, but there's quite a bit of that lace. Again, it has an older vintage feel to it. I'm not sure if any of these are antique, but they're definitely vintage. So I've dumped out some more lace out of some of those bags to share with you. This one was wrapped. We got the rickrack trim, and then another gorgeous lace wrapped around this one. Quite a bit of this gorgeous lace. Again, this all feels like cotton lace. But that one's really pretty with the little flowers on it. Then there was a little crocheted panel in there. Again, I'll be able to use that somehow in one of my junk journals. Another gorgeous lace trim. So many fun ones in here. The original owner had very good taste, or at least taste similar to mine. She curated a very nice collection, and I'm very thankful to have it. This is definitely some vintage trim, very delicate, very pretty. I do love that one. And another gorgeous one, another very delicate one, but beautiful. Also, this one is older, but some beautiful trim on that one. This one's a little bit older also. This one has some staining on it, but it's gorgeous. I love that. Some more eyelet trim, some little bit older eyelet trim. Here's some insertion lace, where you insert the ribbons through the middle of it. That one's really pretty. I like that one. It's very intricate with the design on that one. Here's some beautiful eyelet lace, and I haven't ever seen this pattern before. It's not one that I come across I've never come across that one. Here's just a little remnant of a pretty lace that's been embroidered that the previous owner saved. She had this one in one package by itself, so must have been a special one to her that she, you know, didn't put it in with any other trims. Another vintage trim on this one. And it's wrapped with some trim, also some older trim. Very pretty. And I'm not quite sure, this one fell out of one of the bags. There's some holes in it, but again, she must have kept it for a particular reason. And I will add it to a journal at some point with a nice little butterfly in the middle of that one. But there is some staining and some holes. So definitely an older piece. But again, she saved it. And another pretty insertion lace. This one's has that elastic type lace. It's older, but not quite as old as some of the other ones that I'm showing you guys. Kind of a pretty little pattern on that one. But again, this one has some elasticity to it. And then some trims that are wrapped around a piece of cardboard. I really like that one. I think that one's really pretty. And this one's kind of a basic one. This one reminds me of the ones that I buy once in a while at the thrift store that are, they call it like lace seam binding. That one reminds me of that. But I really like this one. That one's really pretty. Okay, so the next little pile of lace, for those of you that love your eyelet trim, you probably will like this little pile. These came from a couple different bags of some different vintage eyelet trims. You know, some of them are just remnants and some of them are trims that she's wrapped around things. I'm not quite sure if anybody can date this style, if it's maybe this piece maybe from the 70s. Winsome Lady Fabrics from New Jersey. So maybe from the 70s, some of this stuff. Some of it's definitely older than that, but the 70s is looking good for some of these. This one feels a little bit older, like maybe she even took this off of something else to save. This one's really pretty remnant. Again, I think she took this off or it was a scrap, but I really like that one. That one's really pretty. Another pretty eyelet lace. Here's kind of an insertion lace. This one's kind of a sheer one. It's really pretty. Another older one that, not sure if it was cut off of something or if it's just really old, but another insertion lace. Been trying to look at, you know, she has them wrapped on things if there's any writing on them, just to maybe try and date some of this stuff so I can kind of figure it out. I know some of the stamps that she had in her collection were some of the earlier stamps when rubber stamps came out. Another pretty one of that one. You know, she had a lot of stuff, like I said, I could tell from like the 70s and 80s, but some of this stuff looks older. These ones are all probably from the 70s or 80s. Another pretty one. Kind of a little ruffled trim. This one's really pretty. This is old. It looks like she maybe even took it off of something because there's some yellow strings in that one. Another insertion lace. Just some remnants. This one's kind of a pretty like buttercream type color. I've never seen that pattern either before. But that one's pretty. This one has some pink edging on it. This one's held together with some Scotch tape. So again, not sure, you know, if this is just a remnant that she had left over from something, or if she cut it off of something. But very pretty. And these ones are all very similar. Just some cotton ones, you know, maybe you would have used these on edgings of pillows maybe, I don't know. But they're a little more delicate than the other ones, a little bit thinner cotton. But there's quite a few of those. Very pretty. And then I dumped out the next set of bags also. So, and then there's this one also in there that was wrapped. So there's quite a bit of this one. This lace right here. Here's a pretty, I love this color, this vintage color. That one's beautiful, a very delicate lace. This one's gorgeous also. Just a pretty vintage color. A little bit wider lace on this one. Again, I can't quite tell when these ones were from, but whenever you could buy 3 yards for 49 cents, this is just kind of some basic lace on those ones. Something that she wrapped on. This one I might have to push it out. I'm just curious, you know, just to see if there's a date on this newspaper. But some pretty little lace there. So this one came from 1990. This one is from 1990. Just looks like a Lutheran newspaper that she wrapped those ones on. So that one was 1990. Not saying that that's when the lace came from, but when the paper was that she used. Some ribbon was stuck in with those laces. Very pretty. That one's gorgeous. This one looks a little bit older lace too. This one has a pretty little pattern to it. Very delicate. Couple little older ones. This one has some sort of ephemera in it, so let's pull that out. This one says 1956 football schedule from St. Paul, Minnesota, so that probably would have been the Gophers maybe, University of Minnesota. So some of these obviously are a little bit older trims. That one's pretty. I love that one. That one's gorgeous. A couple more of your basic laces. A little bit older one. Looks like, you know, a panel scrap on that one. Let's see. A couple more kind of basic laces. Same with that one. Here's kind of some rickrack trim that has, I don't know if I've ever seen that type of edging on the rickrack before. That's pretty. Another gorgeous vintage lace. I love that one. Lots of fun stuff in this little haul. Like I said, when I was going through it at my mom's, I just grabbed all these baggies. I just peeked through the sides of them, and anything that I thought I saw potential, I grabbed. So I think I did pretty good. Most of these I don't see too much that I'm going, you know, some of it I'm definitely going to share with some of my crafty friends, but I'm going to keep most of it. I don't think I'm going to be redonating very much of this back. Another beautiful, delicate trim. I love that. Same with this one. Gorgeous trim. This one, it looks like she maybe took it off of something, or it was used for maybe a curtain, just a partial curtain or something. Some more of that stretchy elastic type trim. Another gorgeous older style vintage trim. Another vintage style. Kind of a basic one there. This one's kind of a delicate vintage one also. She's used some Scotch tape on that one, so I'll have to take that off. Some beautiful trim there. So another pile of trims. A lot of these are like older ones, some like crocheted ones that probably got taken off of things, which I love using this style in my junk journals. This one maybe was taken off of something else too. It has some like blue material added to it, but definitely an older cotton trim. That one's actually cotton. Another little crocheted trim. This one's really pretty. I haven't seen that style of crocheted edging before. That one's really pretty. You know, enough to do, you know, a page or two in a journal. Looks like a couple of pieces that were maybe started, you know, for some sort of doily thing. Some smaller little doily remnants that were crocheted. That one's kind of a pretty little pattern on that one. Other crocheted edging. Looks like there's even some tatting. Some vintage tatting. Couple of gold pieces in there. Not quite sure. This one has some sort of like rickrack with edging on it. Another little vintage trim. Here's kind of an old tassel type trim. Lots of fun stuff in this one. I think this one we saw earlier. This one I recognize from showing you earlier. Another kind of cotton trim. That one's machine made. Nice little edging trim. This one's crocheted. Another crocheted one. So most of these were like hand done. There was a few machine ones. Here's a very delicate looking lace. Take the pin out of that one. That one's gorgeous. Kind of an eyelet trim and a little bit different pink color. Another crocheted trim. I haven't seen that style before either for crocheted edging. And then an older trim. Some old ribbon. I'm not quite sure when they wrapped. You got originally 12 feet for 10 cents on this one, and it looks like some sort of like metal that was wrapped around it. So I don't know if any of you guys watching can help me date this for when they used foil to wrap around your ribbons. So 10 cents for 12 feet, and it's a woven edge rayon number 2 is what it says. So that's kind of cool. I might be able to save that little foil thing to use somehow in some sort of journal. Here's kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't really call it lace, but it's some embroidered trim edging. And then there's a bigger piece of that. Kind of a pretty little pattern. Not quite sure what this is. Maybe something again that was cut off of a pillowcase or a bedding, or a little bit longer than a pillowcase, so I don't know. But it's quite long, but it's obviously round, so you know, reminds me of maybe a pillow sham, maybe a long pillow sham. But again, some pretty vintage lace and material. It's very sheer and see-through. Maybe it could have been used on a crib or something for a baby. I don't know, but very pretty. Some more crocheted something. I don't know if I'll keep these. I don't know, they almost look like little hats or something. I'm not, you guys will have to help me out with those. I don't know what those are. But some crocheted doilies there. That one's really pretty. I like that pattern. I don't know if I'll keep these. I don't think I have a use for them. So I'm going to put those in the get rid of pile. Same with this one too. I don't think I'm going to keep these. I have some trims, enough of this trim similar to this one. So I'm going to redonate this one, but some tassel trim in this pile, in that baggie. So the next little pile I didn't take out of the baggies, but there was some gold trim in there, and I might keep a little bit of it for my boho journals and for Christmas, but I'll probably donate part of that back. I don't think I'll ever use all of that. And same with this, I'll keep a little bit of it, but just some edging on that one. And this looks like the exact same thing in this baggie, so I'll probably definitely donate part of this back, just because I don't think I would ever use all of that in my lifetime. And I don't know, I just was gonna look, oh, here's some fun little stick pins that are in there. I'll probably take those out. I see another one in there. Those look like fun to be able to make stick pins. The edging, so those are fun. I'm gonna set those aside on my desk. Don't know if there's any more of those in there. Doesn't look like it. That's too bad. I really like those. So yeah, since these are both the same, I'll probably donate one of those back to the thrift store, back to my mom, if I get a chance before she donates the rest of it. And then it looks like there's actually a belt in here. Huh. I don't know that I'll keep that. And then just some little gold remnants in that one. Well, hopefully you guys aren't too tired of looking at lace. That was all of the white lace. And now I just have some of the colored, and some of this stuff I don't know that I'm going to keep all of it. But I did grab the one bag that looked like it had black lace in it. Because every once in a while I do use black lace. And looks like there's some panel lace. You know, some wider laces. I don't know if I can get my fingers underneath this one to show you what that one looks like. Kind of some basic lace. Some more. This one's kind of pretty for a panel. That one's really pretty. I like that one. Kind of some basic lace. That one looks pretty basic. That one's kind of sheer, but that one's pretty. Just tough, I know, to see for you guys to see on camera here. That one's very pretty. Another very delicate black lace. So that was in the black bag. This one actually is some insertion lace. See if I can get my finger underneath it so you can see it. There's some flower patterning in it, and then there's another kind of more of a basic black lace behind that one. I don't know if I'll keep this. I have to go see how much brown rickrack trim I have, but that's quite a bit of brown. So I'll just see in my stash how much I have of that one if I end up keeping that one. A pretty little blue trim, vintage trim. Now I do occasionally use blue on projects, so I'll probably keep that. I'm not going to open this one up, but there it looks like there's all sorts of little ribbons in here. I'll probably go through it and pull out the couple colors that I think I'll use, and then the rest I'll donate back on that one. Again, just kind of another grab bag. This one I grabbed because I saw this lace in there, and I thought that this one might work well for my boho journal. Again, this one has some age to it. There is some staining on it, and I'll have to pull the tape off and see how much staining, but I thought it was pretty enough to keep, so I did grab that bag for that reason. Looks like there's some, you know, matching trim in there that I could keep, and some basic white lace. There is a lot of like ribbon trim in here, so I will go through that. I'll pull out the colors that, like definitely the pink, the pale pink. I'll pull those the colors out that I can use. There's some seam binding in here, and the rest I'll donate back. Again, some more of that. This one's seam binding, it says 3 yards, and again it's wrapped with that metal. So for those of you that maybe know how old that seam binding is, I'd love to know, I guess, if that's like from the 70s or 80s or earlier. It's kind of a pretty little color. That's what's in that bag. This one has some little trim here. And let's see, this one has some basic lace in it. I'm not going to open that one up either. I'll pull out, because I have grab bags, or not grab bags, but, you know, little snippet bags of this style of trims, and so I'll just go through and take out the pieces that I might use and add to it. Looks like there might be a couple of vintage pieces in here also, but I'll go through that one later. It doesn't look like there's enough in there to take out and show you guys some basic ribbon. Again, another grab bag. There's some like velvet trim in here. There's some cording, which I'll probably donate that back. Again, some more of that trim that's wrapped with metal on it. This one's kind of interesting ribbon because one side's pink and one side's kind of a ivory buff color. So that's kind of interesting trim. Again, just some scraps, kind of a snippet bag. Here's some pretty little pink trim. You know, some of these I will take out and put in my snippet bags. Like this pink one, obvious, I will use for sure. So I'll go through that bag a little closer and take out the ones that I think I could use, and then the rest I will donate. This one's really pretty, so I'll maybe show you guys that one. Definitely vintage on that one. That's really pretty. So there's, you know, enough little things in there I'll keep. Another grab bag, and this one has the nice little braided trim on it with the ivory color. This one's maybe a prettier, this one's navy blue. I might keep that one just because it's delicate. I do like the look of that one. I don't use navy blue very often, but I do like the look of that one. And then it looks like some black trim also in there. Here's some more like eyelet trim, kind of in a, it's not blue jean color, you know, but it's a blue jean color, but it's not blue jeans. But is that the 80s maybe? Again, another little grab bag here of randomness. This one does have some like starting of some crochet things, which this kind of stuff I will take out and save. Because, I mean, that works perfect for junk journals. This one's kind of an interesting trim. Some pink ribbon in there. Some crocheted something that was started with the pink that was never finished. But again, we can definitely use that stuff in our junk journals. So I'll pull out the good stuff out of there. This I grabbed. I just thought it was interesting. I don't know if I'll ever use it, so I'll just hold it into my stash for a little while. But some sort of like interesting trim. Fiber trim. I don't know if I'll keep this one. The wicking yarn, 50 yards. Cross stitch stuff. I don't know if I'll keep that. And then, let's see, this bag, again, is a bunch of randomness. I did grab this one because there was like some seam binding and stuff, and the lace seam binding in here. So I'll pick through that and take out the ones that I know I will use. Like this, that color I would use. Even these more delicate greens and pinks. There's some gold colors, which I guess you could use that for fall. This is kind of nice. This one has some delicate trim on that. Those are perfect for tassels. Looks like there's maybe some old pink material in here. That kind of reminds me, I don't know, the 70s. Here's a pretty little delicate trim that's left over. Another little remnant of some fabric. Some pink. Looks like something was made. Let's see what this is. Oh, it looks like someone maybe started making a glove. And then they didn't finish, which is too bad. But I could cut up little squares and use it as layering pieces. Some more newspaper. This one looks like some want ads. I don't see any dates on it though. Otherwise, like I said, I'm always curious to know how old things are. But I think we've kind of dated stuff on here that, you know, we had some stuff maybe from the 50s to the 90s, I think, in here. So I'm going to show you guys one last thing, and then I think I'm going to call it good for this video. I know it's gotten kind of long, and then I will do the other craft supplies that I got in that haul in a second video. But I figured I would just show you some of the ribbons that I grabbed out. There was a huge box, like one of those big white size boxes. This is just the lid. And I just took a small amount of the ribbons that were in there. Mainly because I do have a lot of ribbon already in my stash. And I did grab all of the like off-white. I wish there would have been more pink. But I do use a lot of pink and off-white and white ribbon. So I did grab what there was of that, which really wasn't much for the white. And there really wasn't much for the pink. There was this sheer one and this wider lace one. And this one right here too, just because I do use that. Oftentimes I wrap my Happy Mail in ribbons and things, so I do go through it. And this really was more like maybe like a gift wrapping type ribbon, but I thought it was so pretty that I grabbed it, just thinking maybe just even layering on like cards and stuff, so I grabbed that one. I kept this Christmas one because I thought it was pretty, and same with these two right here. This one I want to try this one's satin, so I thought right here, this red one is satin. So I thought, and this one says Germany on the side of it, but it's really soft. So I thought it might be fun to just use that to try and make a couple flowers from a book that I have that I just want to try out. And if it doesn't work out, it's not that big of a deal. This one also more gift wrapping type ribbon, but I just saw potential for layering with cards or in my junk journals with that. They did have a ton of other colors, but they were really bright colors that I didn't see myself using. The gold I thought I maybe would. This baggie had like little like hand-tied ribbons in it, so I did grab those for Christmas stuff. Some pink ribbon. I'm going to hold on to this one for my boho journal. Again, I might be able to make some flowers out of it. Also, this one I thought was interesting. It's just wrapped around this tube, but with the gold leaves. I kept that one. And I kept these two, like it's more like embroidery type thread on there, but I like the vintage spools on them, so I picked those out. and some more pink stuff. So that's what I kept out of the ribbon stuff that was offered to me. Again, there was a ton more, but at some point you got to turn away stuff because, like I said, I had quite a few ribbon colors in other colors already in my stash. So this was all I took. And hopefully I'll be back later with the second part of the haul video. I am going to spend now the next hour or two organizing all this stuff and putting it away in my craft room before I go through the next haul. So hopefully maybe I'll post that haul video. Maybe I'll get to it tomorrow when I'm up in my craft room. But again, I just want to spend a little time putting away all the stuff that I just showed you guys. And hopefully I will see you back for the second haul of this craft haul video. Until then, have a wonderful day and happy crafting.